And you know, these things you hear about, my money has been all just blown out of proportion, really.
Yeah.
Now, I am wealthy. I am wealthy. I've got quite a bit of...
Bob Hope wasn't as friendly as he seemed. Underneath his toothy grin and dry humor was a ruthless competitive streak that fueled his rise in Hollywood's cutthroat industry. His charm made him a legend, but his relentless drive also earned him enemies. For years, he and Bing Crosby appeared inseparable, yet beneath the surface, their bond was more like a fragile alliance than a true friendship. What backstage events led to two industry giants evolving into bitter rivals? What final betrayal triggered the end of their famous professional partnership? Join us as we dive into the shocking betrayal that ended Bob Hope's friendship with a comedy legend. From friends to foes. During their most successful period, both Bob Hope and Bing Crosby maintained unchallengeable positions at the top. Through their Road to franchise, they achieved status as America's most beloved comedy pair by mastering quick-paced dialogues and physical comedy alongside spontaneous improvisation. The public believed the pair maintained genuine friendship in their real lives, just as it appeared on screen. A reality existed that contradicted the public perception of their situation. Hope understood he needed Crosby's natural charisma and musical gifts to finalize their comic performances. And Crosby? His understanding was that Hope's comedic approach made all their cinematic projects unforgettable. Their entertaining screen partnership attracted millions of viewers, yet they kept a tense relationship outside the camera lens. Their rivalry extended beyond friendly teasing to deeper contests between them. Crosby used derogatory terms to describe Hope as a talentless hack, when he believed other actors were superior to Hope in comedy and disliked his reliance on scripts. Hope shows irritation toward Crosby's arrogant behavior while demonstrating his annoyance about Crosby's dominance in musical performances. While resentment grew, they both stayed for the generous paychecks. Then came the breaking point. Crosby's decision not to come to the celebrity roasts at Hope led to reputational damage, but the refusal for his wife to socialize with Hope's wife was the biggest insult. According to Crosby, his business relationship with Hope operated strictly as a partnership with no personal component between them. The unacceptably offensive behavior made Hope feel that Crosby had crossed a line. Crosby displayed unwavering silence toward Hope because he wanted him to understand his position in their relationship. They kept up a staged appearance during camera shots, yet avoided any meaningful conversation between them outside filming. When The Road to Hong Kong in 1962 brought their final Road to Film to screens, the pair's on-screen chemistry had vanished, and their dialogues felt empty and awkward compared to their relaxed humor from initial productions. Crosby's arrogant behavior led to a breakdown in Hope's admiration for his former companion. Their natural bond deteriorated into short-tempered attacks and cold distances between them. Their spontaneous moments, which previously added magic, now produced an uneasy tension between them, while they anxiously awaited mistakes to happen. Everyone in Hollywood society murmured about the broken relationship between these two famous actors. According to crew members, Hope and Crosby spent their off-camera time keeping complete distance from each other. Hope's frustration reached a boiling point because Crosby declined to acknowledge him as his equal. From Crosby's perspective, he didn't want to boost Hope's ego in any way. A visible gap emerged between the pair. One person viewed the other as an obstacle, and the other person saw him as a nuisance. The existential crisis was barely the beginning of what would become the ultimate demise. The moment had yet to arrive, which would mark the start of an irreversible transformation. What was it? The double cross that destroyed everything. Hollywood existed through constant backstabbing, yet the act that severed Bob Hope and Bing Crosby's friendship forever stood out as the most surprising act of betrayal. This wasn't solely driven by financial interests or excessive pride, because the conflict involved both of their personalities. During the late 1960s, Hope received an extraordinary movie opportunity that held the potential to transform his life's work. Hope tried to demonstrate his capabilities beyond comedy by pursuing a complex movie role which he eagerly wanted to accept. The main issue arose because Crosby pursued the same position. The production company faced a dilemma because both legendary actors lobbied intensely for the leading role. Hope learned about Crosby's underhanded strategy when the actor secured his role through his extensive industry contacts. Through secret meetings with executives, he made promises and utilized his industry connections to secure the role for himself. Hope experienced complete humiliation because he had believed he would win the part. The discovery of the truth made him extremely angry. This betrayal surpassed all the previous disputes they had experienced together. A furious confrontation between Hope and Crosby marked their final exchange before their relationship ended permanently. Multiple witnesses reported the altercation as brutal because Hope accused Crosby of wrecking his opportunity, yet Crosby responded with an unfeeling, "It's just business." The situation went beyond business for Hope. It was personal. Their friendship ended permanently on that day. Both Crosby and Hope stopped interacting at public events in Hollywood and refused to be seen together until Crosby passed away in 1977. Despite being known for his humor, Hope stopped all joking directed at Crosby. He would dodge questions about his relationship with Crosby by changing the topic, using silence and moving on. Hope's discontent went beyond events in Hollywood. His never-ending drive to succeed could not fully erase the resentment he felt toward Crosby for the betrayal. His usual speedy mental responses temporarily faded whenever people brought up Crosby, and others who collaborated with him later in life observed the enduring impact of the past injury. Hope dedicated years to establishing his own successful area in a sector that initially disregarded him. The theft of his leading role to Crosby at such a pivotal point in his career was a wound that would always remain raw for Hope. Crosby dismissed the incident just as casually as he had done throughout his entire life. He built his career while protecting his own legacy and kept conversations about Hope to a minimum. He viewed their relationship as a temporary business link that ended naturally over time. He had no regrets. His actions were necessary at the time. After this period, this man decided to do the unthinkable and throw every caution to the wind, and here is how. The laugh during wartime. This Hollywood comedian performed at March Field, California's temporary stage on May 6, 1941. The audience? Soldiers filled the whole space with mixed feelings of enthusiasm, exhaustion, and uncertainty. Then, Bob Hope spoke. History recorded the moment when he delivered his first performance. Using quick-paced humor, the comedian penetrated the war tension as his jokes seared through the room and brought roaring applause from the audience. The audience was present for a historic moment as Bob Hope initiated his legendary USO tours. The United Service Organizations had existed for just months when Hope stepped forward to become its foundational force. The performance began as one straightforward performance. Hope delivered his NBC radio broadcast from a live performance while combining jokes with musical entertainment serving the military audience. A special something appeared that evening as his humor created a meaningful bond with the audience. His jokes targeted both military personnel's personal lives as well as their military experiences, rather than focusing only on Hollywood or politics. He delivered a genuine, unscripted performance that felt directly from his heart. The room echoed with an energetic wave of thunderous laughter that released the soldiers' deep-seated emotions. Through his performance that evening, Hope discovered his perfect audience, while the USO discovered their all-time greatest talent. Hope embarked on a nationwide tour when the prospect of war became imminent. He performed shows at military bases and camps throughout America during his first 18 months of service. World War II started, and he decided not just to perform at bases, but to actively join combat areas. Between 1941 and 1945, Hope ventured into some of Earth's most dangerous battlefields to spread laughter among frontline troops. His tour of the South Pacific in 1944 stretched across 30,000 miles during 2 months. The United States military deployed Hope to entertain their troops in Hawaii, New Guinea, and Australia, together with other locations where service members craved hometown entertainment. The conditions were brutal. Stage structures consisted of plywood planks set directly on the ground. Sound equipment often fails. The sounds of air raid sirens interrupted several performance events. Bombs exploded near the exact location where he had recently finished performing. Did it scare him? Sure. Did it stop him? Not a chance. He used the hazardous situation to become an integral part of his performance. During bomb explosions, he would just about receiving a poor greeting. He judged the worst meals as if they came from Hollywood catering services. Each word from Hope brought soldiers temporary relief, since his storytelling allowed them to escape reality for a brief moment. German intelligence took notice. His whereabouts became the target of military intelligence because he possessed significant power as an entertainer. Towns bombed shortly after the completion of his show performances. The enemy recognized that Hope represented a tool that boosted morale rather than conventional warfare tactics. His contributions expanded into the post-World War II period. Hope entertained audiences in harsh sub-zero climates close to live combat areas during the Korean War. During the Vietnam conflict, he faced strong opposition in the United States when performers declined to entertain troops fighting in the unfavored war. But Hope? He never hesitated. With Anne Margaret and Raquel Welch in his troupe, he risked his safety to deliver short moments of happiness to troops. Strategic planning defined every detail before stages went up because enemy attacks could strike at any time. At the age of 87 in 1990, he continued his charitable work. During Operation Desert Shield, Hope visited Saudi Arabia exactly 50 years after his initial USO performance. His contributions stretched across 57 USO tours together with numerous shows and millions of service members sharing laughter in times of darkness. Congress bestowed on him the title of Honorary Veteran through a formal recognition in 1997. He valued this prize above all others. Hope served as something greater than his role as a comedian. Throughout his lifetime, he served as a vital support system that also represented a cultural icon and iconic figure. During his battles in war zones, he simultaneously made historical achievements in television broadcasting. Television's undisputed king. The very first televised commercial aired in 1947 when KTLA broadcast Bob Hope hosting his show in Los Angeles. Although radio already belonged to him, television presented an entirely fresh challenge. Radio stars experienced difficulty in transferring their success to television because their voices, which worked wonders on the radio, produced no similar effect when broadcast on television. But Hope? He thrived. NBC broadcasted the Star-Spangled Review on April 9, 1950, to introduce the world to a landmark television show combining monologues with comedy skits and musical numbers. It was an instant hit. Through his work, Hope crafted the path that led television to its frontier leadership. He decided to alter his entertainment strategy by choosing television specials over weekly programs. With this decision, he preserved freshness and production excellence in his shows while he spent time on his USO tours. Under his NBC contract, he maintained his position as a permanent television presence through multiple decades. His Christmas specials transformed him into a legendary television presenter. He started recording those live U.S. troops broadcasts for the first time in 1954. A remarkable tradition started after his performances had ended. Every year, millions of Americans made television their focal point to watch Bob Hope's productions, where he entertained American soldiers stationed in distant territories. His creative peak arrived with the 1970 Vietnam Christmas special. In January 1970, this special garnered 64% of the viewing audience, which made it the highest-rated entertainment special to date. This broadcast transcended standard programming as it connected war zones with the home front. The production team kept military locations from public knowledge right up to broadcast day as a security measure against enemy strikes. Beyond his specials, Hope left an enduring impact on the television industry. His monologues created the style for late-night comedy that then became the foundation for TV programs like The Tonight Show and Saturday Night Live. His variety show presentation established the template that future generations of performers follow till date. From 1963 to 1967, he hosted Bob Hope Presents the Chrysler Theater, which displayed his diverse talents through different series types. His television program featured a blend of dramatic plays and various acts, which showed Hope extended beyond his comedic reputation to become a major industry figure. Between 1950 and 1996, he led more than 300 television specials on air. His longevity was unparalleled. During his time on stage, he created legendary status, but his private life contained secrets that exceeded anything in fiction. In matters of love, Bob Hope remained something of a mysterious figure. Hollywood's best-kept secret, the public image of Bob Hope as America's wholesome figure of entertainment concealed his breathtaking secret actions that threatened to shatter his constructed persona if revealed. Throughout his life, he dazzled audiences but kept his personal conduct hidden behind deception through clever public relations strategies while repeatedly breaking his marriage vows. His public image revealed him as a Catholic family man and America's beloved showman to his fans worldwide. His numerous relationships extended beyond short encounters because he maintained connections with beautiful showgirls and starlets who found his status as a powerful figure irresistible. The power of his wealth and connections allowed him to prevent potential scandals from turning into media stories. In 1956, a woman named Barbara Payton decided to ruin that streak of his. In the late 1940s, the rising actress Payton appeared both stunning and focused, yet exhibited dramatic and unpredictable behaviors. Hope exclusively pursued her through 1949, even though he was married, and gave her both a fancy apartment and luxurious presents. Their romantic relationship spanned 6 months before Payton demanded additional commitment. She sought both financial aid and romantic dedication from Hope. The notoriously frugal Hope refused flat out to provide any financial assistance. In August, he terminated their relationship by providing her money to maintain her silence. The hidden secret remained secure for a long time before Payton's entire life fell apart. The collapse of her promising professional career and personal scandals resulted in financial ruin and absolute desperation. When she checked every option she could think of, she took action that nobody expected. She sold her story. Hope's story ran in Confidential magazine, where readers learned about his controlling behavior and cold heart while revealing his ruthless tactics. The published details damaged his public image of perfection. Hope presented himself to the public as the ultimate gentleman, but Payton exposed him as someone who dismissed women at his convenience. Such a scandal would have typically led to the end of most actors' careers in Hollywood. Silence offered Hope one crucial advantage during this period. He understood the mistake of engaging in public altercations. The public relations team behind Hope worked tirelessly to handle the crisis and hide the story until it lost its potency. The strategy worked. The media lost interest in the story, which allowed Hope to keep his professional success uninjured. Payton, however, wasn't so lucky. Defying Hollywood's most influential man led to severe negative effects on the individual. Her isolated position led to career failure, thus perpetuating poverty and substance misuse. When she passed away in 1967, no one remembered her name anymore, while Hope kept living his two-life double existence. Many others suffered similar fates. His romance with the blonde actress Marilyn Maxwell was an open secret. While Payton shared her story publicly, Maxwell chose to remain silent about their relationship. In those many years together, insiders shared that fans often waited outside his hotel as Hope would bring numerous beauty queens and models along with actresses to meet him inside. His power ensured their silence. Even his wife acknowledged in a 1978 media appearance that she wholly believed he could never maintain complete loyalty toward her. But she stayed. It may have been due to her Catholic religious beliefs. Maybe it was practical. All of his extramarital relationships failed to displace his wife. True, all things that have a beginning must have an end. So how did Hope go to the land beyond? The end of a complicated icon. During 1998, a strange event occurred when Bob Hope received information about his imminent death from beyond. The Associated Press inadvertently published a premature obituary about Bob Hope, which created major waves across news outlets nationwide. The U.S. House of Representatives made a strange mistake when they announced his death before discovering he was still alive. The early misprinted obituary represented more than a harsh error because it predicted what would eventually follow. Shortly after that, Hope faced deteriorating health conditions. His extremely long lifespan finally reached an end. The elderly Bob Hope appeared weak during the 2000 Hope Classic golf tournament, but managed to make a sarcastic remark anyway. He joked about turning so old that medical facilities had eliminated his blood type from their systems. The 100-year birthday celebration for Bob Hope happened on May 29, 2003. Los Angeles celebrated Bob Hope Day, while 35 states honored him with their own commemoration. On July 27, 2003, Bob Hope passed away peacefully at his Toluca Lake residence. During his final moments, Dolores, his wife, inquired about his preferred burial location. His response? Surprise me. The secrets surrounding his legacy do not diminish the massive enduring impact of his life accomplishments. What do you think of the achievement that Hope had? And what do you think of the betrayal that stayed with him throughout his life? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.